It's time to talk about that elephant in the room. The number one deck that was on everyone's mind as soon as Set 1.5 hit us in North America. Green. Let's talk about it. So going into the set release, I thought this deck was going to be like an undisputed tier 0 almost, with like no bad matchups except the mirror match where it's neutral, and I'd be able to steamroll absolutely everything. Well, I did a lot of testing with the deck because this is a piece of history, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to upload it on the channel or not, but because this is the very first deck to cause a restriction list, I thought, you know what, it is historical, it's cool, it's nifty, it definitely needs some spotlight, so we're going to upload it anyway. But going back to all that testing, I tested against every deck in the 1.5 meta that matters, and it had one glaring issue, which I didn't account for, and that was actually Rookie Champion Rush. That's right, my first go around with this deck, I lost to the new Champion Rookie Rush deck, the blue-green one, because of all the jamming and the positron laser. That is a nightmare. It's so aggressive, it's ridiculous. And I guess this is that deck's big problem. It needs to be able to survive the early to mid-ish game, and then it takes over the game. But if it can't get there, it's a problem. So what you guys are looking at is a modified version of my green deck list for the locals here, because our locals is very aggressive. You know, yes, there are Omnimon decks. Yes, there are purple decks. However, there are also Rookie Champion Rush decks, and I had to make some concessions and some serious deck adaptations in order to survive the Rookie Rush matchup and actually start to get the W on it. And then I did. And then I tested it again against other matchups, and it was perfectly alright. So I think this is actually the most ideal list, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong, and it is way different than the norm, but we're going to show it off anyway, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. We'll talk about the profile, we'll talk about all the cards I was considering playing and didn't end up playing it because I made such a weird different green list. And you guys will understand my reasoning why, and that's it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell, and smash potatoes because it's a green deck profile. Smash potatoes is green, and you also gotta know when I upload cool things like this, so definitely smash that bell. So usually in these deck profile videos, I start with the Digimon. However, I want to start with the options and the Tamer first, because I think they're actually one of the most important parts of the deck. First, we're playing 3 Hidden Potential Discovered. This is one of the cards going to 1 April 1st. This card reads, the next time one of your green Digimon digivolves this turn, you may suspend one of your Digimon to reduce the memory cost of this Digivolution by 5. So it's free by suspending a Digimon, which can be itself, which is absolutely insane. It costs 0 to play, and you can add to your hand if you check it in security. Now, originally I was playing 4 of it. I was 100% playing the 4th copy of this card, but I had to make some concessions because of a much more aggressive locals, so I ended up playing 1 Mimi. This is the Mimi that makes your memory 3 at the start of your turn, but also, if you have a level 5 or higher Tamer, or if you have a level 5 or higher Digimon on the battlefield, you suspend this to do another hatch or to move your breeding area Digimon to the, active area. That's why this card is really good, because it helps keep up with the Rookie Rush matchup. I don't want to see more than one of this, I definitely don't, but if I get it, it's a nice bonus. This card's main use is for Ceresmon, and that's going to be your entry to the mid to late game. This card isn't as good early game, which is why I'm only playing 3 of it. I hope that makes sense. We'll get more into it later on, but that's why I'm playing this ratio of cards. And now that's out of the way, let's actually talk about the Digimon themselves. For the babies, we're playing 4 Argomon. It is when this card becomes unsuspended and heritable, you gain a memory. At the start of your turn, that's really good, because it's unsuspend phase only, but you get a memory. That's amazing. With Mimi on the field, you get 3, and then this gives you 4. Absolutely ridiculous. We're playing 1 of the Minomon. If you attack one of your opponent's Digimon, it gets 1000 DP for the turn. To be honest, I almost cut this egg because I solely want to play these 4, but this is good getting over big things. There's now a serious issue in this deck sort of with the Argomon matchup because I don't play any big cards to really get around it per se. You'll see what I mean later. But, you can still attack over at Omnimon because you play this baby sometimes, and other cards too. Like, it's not impossible. This is the main one. I want as much memory to work with as possible. It really gets you accelerated, and it's really good in all matchups, not just Rookie Rush or Champion Rush, but everything. The more memory you have, the better it is. So there are the babies. They're playing 16 rookies. we are playing 8 2-cost rookies. In my opinion, these are the best ones in the deck. Why? Because they cost 2 to play. That's it. You need to be able to play rookies and extend your board presence, and you need to be able to do it cheaply. That way you can potentially evolve and do some crazy shenanigans with Digisorption on your turn. So this is the best rookie in my opinion. You play 8. As far as rookies go that don't cost 2, I think the best one is 4, Argomon. It just gives you plus 1,000. We're playing 2 Tentomon. The when attacking suspend something with 3,000 or less DP does come up, especially against the Champion Rush, Rookie Rush matchup, so I wanted to make sure that 2 were in here. The last 2 I play is a bit of a weird choice, maybe, but I played 2 Palmon. It's the on play, you can add a level 4 from the top 3 cards of your deck to your hand, put the rest at the bottom. It sucks when you have to Digivolve into it, and sometimes you have no choice, but if you can play it for free, which you'll see later, it's so good. But anyway, we play 2, and 16 rookies, that's it. Moving right along, we're playing 12 level 4s. We're playing 4 Argomon and 1 Kabuterimon. They're essentially the same thing, only this costs 5 to play, which is why I'm playing 4 of it, and I'm playing 1 of this, because it costs 6 to play. Sure, this loses to Volcanodramon and this doesn't, but this won't be on the field for long. I'm just going to pivot into an evolution, and that's why I'm playing 5, because you will brick. It happens. I've done it, even in this deck, so having this is really, really, really good. By the way, the 5,000 doesn't really matter for Ultra-S either. This will get wiped out just as much as these will. So I think 5 is okay. Next, we're playing 3 Argomon, the level 4. It has a Digisorption for 2. We haven't really covered what Digisorption is yet, so just for reference here, let's say you have this guy on the field, and you have one of these in your hand. Well, you can suspend something on your side of the field to evolve this for free, or -2, because it costs 2. And you can even suspend the Digimon itself that you're evolving into. And there you go, there's a free evolution, just like that. Originally I was playing 0 of this, but I felt that this was incredibly necessary, especially with such an aggressive meta here, that you need the free evolutions just to deck thin, get the evolution, and get closer to your level 5s and 6s. So we are playing 3. And finally, because we're playing an aggressive deck, 4 Woodmon, 4 blockers. Cool. Playing 10 level 5s, we're starting with the most busted one, Argomon. I think this is the best card in the deck, if we're being perfectly honest. It's also going to 1 on the list, for good reason. It costs 3 to Digivolve, but you can Digisorb it for 3, easy. Its when attacking ability, Inheritable, is broken. You play a level 3 from your hand for free. So as I mentioned before, you play that for free with Argomon and you're in a really, really good spot. But playing any level 3 for free is just good. It gives you more board presence, more Digisorption targets if you need it. It's absolutely ridiculous. You gotta play 4 of this until it goes to 1. Now you're gonna see one of the biggest differences between my deck and I think all the other ones. Maybe not. But 4 Ceresmon. This is the level 5 blocker. Yes, we are playing 8 blockers in our deck. Why? Because we do not want to get, just completely demolished by Rookie Champion Rush. 7,000 is also a very important number because they still play the 6,000 Gorillamon, the blue one, and this is 7,000, so it can crash with a Woodmon and kill both, but not with this. So it's a very, very important number. And you just gotta have more blockers. That's really how it is. This will get you to the mid game much more secure. Our last ones are just 2 Blossomon. They have Digisorption 3. That's why they're there. Before I played these, I was playing the, I can't remember the friggin' name, but it's basically the same thing as this guy, only it's level 5. I was playing, 3 of it, but now we're playing 4 of this, and I had to adjust this. I was playing 3 of this. Now we're only playing 2. So just so you know what the differences were there, I had to prioritize the blockers for the Rookie Rush, Champion Rush matchup, and that's why they're there. And they work wonders. I'm happy I put them in. Level 6 is, there's only 8 cards left in our deck. We're playing 4 Ceresmon. This is the big boss monster of green now. 5 do evolve, but it has Digisorption -3, which effectively makes it a 2 to evolve. Or a 0 to evolve with hidden potential discovered. It's really broken. Its main ability here, it's once per turn, is what makes it shine. Once per turn, if you're suspending a Digimon for a Digisorption skill, you can suspend one of your opponent's Digimon instead. I can't begin to tell you how inherently broken that is. You suspend your opponent's Digimon, you play one of your Digimon, and you just attack that Digimon. Great board presence, and you're keeping your advantage. You keep drawing cards. Absolutely ridiculous. This card is a must play. You gotta play 4 of it in this type of deck. There's no choices. The final 4 cards in this deck are 4 Puppetmon. That's right, because we're playing against Rookie Champion Rush, and we gotta be ready for them. Yeah, you can also evolve into it too, which is actually really cool, and sometimes I do that in other matchups, but I really try to prioritize the Puppetmons for the Rookie Champion Rush matchups, or just when I want to play 1.5 game. You're getting a lot of memory in your deck, you really are, so it's kind of okay. Now we really gotta talk about all the cards that I was considering. You know, I was playing things like Bancho Stingmon, Togemon, cards like this. We're playing Mushroomon at one point, we were playing Vegiemon at one point, we were playing even Flower Cannons at one point. You know, those are a whole bunch of cards that we were playing. However, we had to cut them in order to make our matchup against the Rookie Champion Rush deck a lot more favorable. This was a very hard cut. This was a very hard cut. This not so much, and this not so much, because you can still beat Omnimon really easily without this card. The main cool thing about this card is if it attacks something 12,000 DP or bigger, it has piercing already, but it gets 7,000 DP and Security Check +2. So it punishes your opponent for playing their big cards. But the deck already punishes them enough by existing in the first place, so it's kind of unnecessary, and it hasn't hurt my Omnimon matchup at all. So, like, whatever, who cares? Flower Cannons I was a little hit or miss on, but, you know, they're not in the deck, and it's honestly okay. Yeah. You don't really want all your opponent's stuff suspended anyway, because you want to suspend it yourself for Digisorption skills. So that's kind of where we're at. Anyway, that's it for the deck profile. I hope my explanations as to why it's so different make sense, and let's go to the closing. Alright, that's it guys. You saw my crazy green deck list. That'll only be legal for less than 2 weeks at this point. But yeah, it's cool. It survives the early game, and it gets you to the mid game where you can slowly progress and just overwhelm your opponent with advantage, and then it's game over for them. I think this is the way to go. I'd actually play this list, or very similar to this list, if I was going to a big event, but there are no big events, right? Thanks for watching the video, guys. Make sure you stay tuned for more awesome Digimon videos, and we'll see you later. Take care.